Hello and welcome to the Christmas midway break MHG podcast. Life could be a little bit miserable. Life could be a little bit dull, especially if you didn't get your presents that you wanted. But we're here, not to bring you presents, we can't afford presents, but we're here to bring you a little bit of life. No, a little bit of life. Jesus Christ, a little bit of joy, a little bit of life. I've had too much sherry. I'm Brad. I'm joined by Stu. How was the trifle, Stu?
Trifle was amazing. God, I wish I could eat trifle. Oh my God, that'd be so good. Oh, my wife makes this trifle, which is like the base, right, is brownies, right? Now that's like just the most amazing base already, and you're kind of done. But it's a Black Forest trifle. So it's like the base is brownies that have had some like cherry kirsch in them as well. Then it's like chocolate custard, and then like the usual kind of, you know, creamy stuff, and then a load of black chocolate chip-ins and cherries on the top. It's just the most amazing thing you've ever eaten, and I can't eat it anymore. Hooray! Well, there you go.
Well, I'm going to sound like a right-wing gammon and go, you can't beat a traditional trifle, sherry trifle.
Oh, they are pretty fantastic. I have to give it to them.
But I can't eat them anymore, not because of diabetes, even though I shouldn't, but my name's dead. She made the best one.
That sounded funny the way you put that there.
No. Yeah, it wasn't. I wasn't meant to be all like serious with it, but it is the reason I can't. I've never had a trifle as good as my nains. But it's just like every time I have a trifle now, it's like, oh, that's all right.
Yeah,
not my nains though. My nains dead. The selfish.
Yeah, that is terribly selfish. Yeah.
Anyway, we forgot the big news.
What's that?
I can't believe that we was all wrong, Stu. And on Christmas Day, God came down and proved categorically he was real, and that we should all hate the gays, the women, the trans, and everyone that's not, you know, white middle-aged male. I can't believe God came and proved that to us all.
I know,
What a shocking week it was.
Oh, yeah. What was less surprising was that even though that news came out, that white men were still pissed off about things for some reason. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because God was Arabic.
Yeah, he just promotes white men. He's not actually a white man himself.
Yeah. He's a bit like Rishi, really.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good catch. Yeah.
Anyway, in case you hadn't guessed, we're recording ahead of time. We don't know what happens at Christmas. If that actually does happen and this ends up being a historically accurate podcast, then I'm sorry to everybody.
Yeah.
We're going to get through this one quickly. Look, it's between Christmas and New Year. No one wants to listen to us. I don't want to listen to us. Me, my voice, anything. I don't want that. Let's get through. We've got a game each. Not even going to segue. Stu, what have you been playing?
I've been playing something a little bit slightly towards the outer edges of my comfort zone, as it were, and it's called Hollow Cocoon, and it's basically a Japanese set horror game, and you know, it's in that kind of style of, I suppose, Siren a little bit. It's a first person horror adventure type thing.
Yeah.
Where you I won't even spoil the premise too much, because it's all part of the richness of the kind of experience. Visually it looks very Shenmue, but yeah, obviously like very far ahead in the future of how Shenmue looked at the time, but it's got that rural Japanese look to it, exploring a small town and, you know, small little Japanese homes and stuff. Well, I won't go too far because we'll get into spoiler territory, but it's definitely got that vibe. And it starts off building atmosphere, you know, gently and quietly, and then it really kind of ramps up and gets properly scary. And I'm a bit like you. I'm not as like Teflon coated when it comes to scares as you. I can get scared. As you're Superman when it comes to the horror genre.
Super person.
Yeah, there you go, super person.
Yeah, you found my real trigger now, Stu.
Yeah, no. You see, if you inherited the mantle of Kal-El, you would be super person. But I was saying that you are akin to Superman.
Okay.
The character. Yeah. God, I cleared that up. But yeah, so it suddenly sort of all kind of, you know, kicks off, and the things that it's been building towards over the course of not a long time, you know, just like 45 minutes or so, start coming to a head. Really nicely done, and yeah, it's very creepy, really excellent aesthetic. It's kind of very clever in the way it picks together certain elements that it's put together early on, so that they start to. It's almost like you think of it like a control desk where you start like pushing one of the sliders up on one of the sides and then slowly drawing down one of the sliders on the other side. They're kind of playing you like a puppet master like that. So yeah, I'm about an hour in and it's not a very long game. I've not had a chance to play it more than that, but at the moment it's like hitting all the right beats for me, and there's no kind of like action per se. You know, it's more of a mystery adventure, like walking sim style thing than it is, you know, anything where you have any real kind of massive autonomy or anything. But if that sounds like you might be interested, have a quick look at a video of it, see if you like the look, and then if you do, pull the trigger and tell us what you think of it, because I'm really intrigued by it at the moment. It's very good.
Yeah, I'm looking at footage now, and yeah, it looks interesting. It's got what I really like about it. From some of the videos is your person that's wandering around has got a torch and they're going through darkly lit corridors, but there seems to be like natural light in there, so you can actually still see where you're going outside of just that one little ray of torch bit that you get in games. They seem to have done that bit well, how torches and light actually work.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's definitely one of the sliders I was talking about. Yeah, it's very clever that your determination around what's safe and what's not safe can't just be limited to what's properly lit and what isn't. Which I won't say more on than that, but it's a very clever use of it. And sometimes it goes with the trope, and sometimes it subverts the trope. So whoever's put it together, they've really, you know, they're a clever bird. You know what I mean? They've really put thought into it.
Yeah. Horrors need the tropes. Sometimes quite a lot of genres need some tropes in it to work. That's why they're tropes. But if you can subvert them in a way that works without it being the whole premise, then that's good. So I think you find stuff that goes, oh, look, we've completely subverted these tropes in the entire body of the work. You kind of like, well, then you've just become the thing that you're satirising or whatever it is anyway. What's the point? So if you've got a good mix, that's good. You mentioned that it doesn't feel like a very long game. For me, I'm glad to hear that, because the worst thing about horror games and films, on the whole, is when they're too long.
Yes,
because you lose any fear, any suspense when it's just too long. It's like if you go into a horror film, you know it's a 2.5 hour long horror film, and it's building up tension for the first 20 minutes, and then something big happens. You're like, so what are you going to do for the next hour and 40?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the same with like a 20-hour horror game. It's like 30-hour horror game. You're like, well, you've showed me all the bits now. What, is it going to be this again?
Yeah. No, I totally...
20 hours?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, if you've got the pacing, and it sounds like it's got the pacing, it's added to the wish list. And I'll pick that up in the new year, I think.
Excellent. Yeah, there's another sale for them. Yep.
Yep. I've been playing a video game. It's always good on a video game podcast to have to play a video game. Chants of Sennaar, I want to say is how it's pronounced. Might not be pronounced like that. It's basically a game that's to do with deciphering ancient languages. You know me, Stu. I'm very good with words and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And how to pronounce them. Yeah, how to pronounce them, and you never have any issues. So a game about deciphering language, definitely right up my street.
Yep. It's almost as if it was made for you. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, it's really good. Chants of Sennaar. I've played probably an hour and a half of it so far. I'm only in the first real bit. They basically got a series of puzzles that you have to go through, in this world, and it's like point and click in places. It's actual puzzles in other places, and you get given the instructions through a series of glyphs, whether that's through people talking to you, whether it's glyphs that are written somewhere, or signs and things like that. And basically what the game asks you to do is you can use the in-game keyboard where you see a glyph and you work out and go, oh, this is what I think this glyph might be. So this glyph might be hello, because all the characters repeat this same glyph and wave. So it must be hello. And then you get like your first puzzle, and the first puzzle has a lever, and the lever has 2 glyphs on it, and you work out, right, if I do the lever, it opens. If I do it again, it closes. So I'm gonna guess that these glyphs mean open and close. You go through, you're working it out, and you get to learn how to do certain puzzles through understanding what the glyphs are. And again, you get confirmation of these by you then get like pages in this book, and it asks you to put the glyphs to the correct pictures. And then when you do put the glyphs in the correct pictures, it then tells you what the glyph actually means, like the full-on term for it. So where I put like, oh, I think this might be hello, it's actually greeting. And its greetings could be hello, goodbye, whatever. And the open and close, yep, they was correct. But then it goes, oh, there's another one, which is like door. And it just expands and expands and expands and expands. And you sort of like, it's amazing the journey it takes you on, but how your understanding of the language and how you can fill in the gaps with your already learned knowledge. Now, there's a couple of bits I did get frustrated with through my own personal ADHD and stuff where I got a little bit stuck, and I did look up what the hell is this meant to be, because I am really lost. But I would say 99% of it is just work it out through natural deduction. It looks stunning. The colours on it are like this two-tone effect that just looks absolutely beautiful. The story seems intriguing so far. The puzzles have been engaging. The controls are really good, and it's getting an overwhelmingly positive review score on Steam as well, and it's why it kind of fell into me. I went, have I missed an overwhelmingly positive puzzle game? And I'm gutted that I had missed it. It's been out for since September, and it's got a beautiful soundtrack as well. The puzzles are brilliant. Just everything about it is absolutely brilliant. And I think this is going to be my game that I play over most of Christmas.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, no, that's great. I love it when there's a game like that you have as your Christmas game. You know, that's not necessarily Christmassy in any way, but you play it in the period of time. And I always get it when I'm getting into the Christmas spirit. I always have these like unwanted but very, very welcome flashbacks of games I've played in the past, and I'm like, oh god, yeah, I flashback. Yeah, no, and like kind of like, oh god, yeah, no, it's brilliant when you click with something like that, and yeah, we should talk about. In fact, let's just briefly talk about that now. So yeah, like one of mine is. Well, 2, actually, I'm going to have on the same Christmas. It was Christmas 2004 when the PSP came out, and I got Ridge Racer and I got Lumines. I had both of them over Christmas, and it was just like the best Christmas of gaming I think I've ever had. It was just stunning. Oh my god, so good.
And with Lumines, you start it and you look up, and then it's Boxing Day. Because every time you play that, it takes about 15 hours.
I know, it does, it's true. And I was playing it in bed, which made it even worse. Like, I'd be playing it all evening, and then I'd be like, no, I'm carrying on, I'm playing this in bed. And it'd be like 2 a.m. still playing it. Yeah.
When did we have 6 kids?
They just appeared. Yeah. What about yourself? Can you remember any that stand out?
See, no, I kind of switch back and forth and just play loads, but it's for me, it was probably a bizarrely playing some of the launch lineup on PlayStation 4 with Lucas. It was the first time I bought a console launch, and we got it for Lucas's birthday. And we were still just working through, everything was still quite new. There wasn't loads out, and they're not great games in the overall term. But we had another playthrough of Knack and Killzone because that was about all we really had. Didn't have overly much on it, and it was just great experience. 2 bang average games in the grand scheme of things, but loads of fun. But I suppose Tetris is my real one that I remember I have great memories of. I'd go around my nan's house for Christmas, because you could take my toys and all that when I was younger, but my uncle had a Game Boy, and I'd sit there and play Tetris all day. And no one seemed to bother me. And yeah, it's just such a special game that's great any time of the year, but also at Christmas, and it's better than Lumines.
Oh, what?
Well, it is.
We're going to fight
Objectively, it is. I love Lumines. It's a great game, but Tetris is better.
I don't know. I suppose it is objectively. It's objective as it can be. I prefer Lumines, though. I do.
Lumines does have better music until Tetris Effect.
I think it's got better music than Tetris Effect.
It has. Well, yeah, because the music in Tetris Effect is inspired by Lumines. So, Lumines. See how good I am in language, Stu?
Masterclass there.
Yes. But I might have to dig that out again. I might stick it on one evening when I've got absolutely nothing on.
Do it. Christmas. Do it.
And a quick shout out to a AA game I've been playing. Very quick shout out, Lies of P.
That's been a big one. That's a big sleeper this year, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's one I've been tempted by many times, and I'm gonna have to cover it properly because I got sent a code. I got rejected for code first time around for it, but apparently they've got more code in, like the PR people. So I went, may I please have Lies of P? And they went, yeah, of course you can. It's Christmas, go for it. Oh, okay, cool, thank you. It's really good.
Nice.
It's really good. It's the Souls-like games, I'm okay with them. I don't mind Elden Ring and Dark Souls and stuff like that. But my favourite is Blood Bowl because it's a bit more linear. It's a bit more obvious what you're meant to be doing. And don't give me too much choice. I don't like the choice all the time. I've got ADHD. I can't cope with that. So when you kind of go, look, generally this is the path you've got to go down, I'm like, thank you, that'll do. And this follows that. It's like, we spoke last week about how that Dead Cells game thingy, Operation Flashpoint or whatever it was, I can't remember what he called it now. Operational Gubbins? Operational... What was it called?
What's this one, sorry?
Your fake Dead Cells game last week.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Oblivion Override.
That's it, Oblivion Override.
Yeah.
Where it was like the Audi version of it. We're not going to go and sort of call it like the Wish version. This is very much like the... I'm going to say the Marks and Spencer's own brand version of Bloodborne.
Right, yeah, nice.
It stands with the best brands, and arguably, I might prefer this to Bloodborne when all is said and done. I won't commit to that yet.
Yeah,
I won't quite commit to that yet. But I had that same feeling on the first boss of this that I had with beating Father Gascoigne in Blood Bowl, where I struggling. All of a sudden, something clicked with me, and then I did it, and it was just that sense of like, get in. That was bloody beautiful. It looks visually lovely and everything as well. There's more colour to it than Bloodborne, even though only slightly. And yeah, it's really, really good. And I'll talk about that more in the new year. That could well be one of my games of not this year for next year. Yeah, that works.
That does work. Just a brief PSA. I always obviously go and check out the. I go onto Steam. There's a little peek behind the curtain for people. I go onto Steam if it's a game I don't know very well, and I look up who the developer is, because when we post the show notes, I try to go for the developer, not the publisher, because I always feel that developers should get the plaudits, not the publisher. And I looked them up, so I looked them up at Twitter, and on their splash page, they've got loads of underage-looking anime girls with big knockers, and that's great. Thanks for that. Brilliant. That's what we love. And if you can't tell, I'm being very sarcastic.
Yes, because, right, again, this is sometimes where someone just comes out of nowhere, right? You sort of you go Lies of P, and who's it from? Right, it's from the people who make DJ Max Respect. What's DJ Max Respect? Oh yeah, it's music. It's a music rhythm game with anime girls that generally has been positively received by people who like that stuff, I suppose. But yeah, this honestly, it's like, I don't know. It's like your local mechanic all of a sudden turning up and opening up the restaurant, but it's the best Michelin star restaurant you've ever been at. It makes no sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that Marks and Spencer analogy. That's definitely good.
But yeah, it's really good. I'll talk about it more in the new year because I think it could be a special game. And I'm sorry I slept on it. I'm not sorry.
No, because you got it for free in the end, so yeah, it shouldn't be.
No, I'm not sorry at all. I could have done my usual, rushed out and went, I've got to find a reason to have this, and spent money I didn't have. But I didn't. I waited. And I'm glad I waited because I got it for free, and it's worth for anyone who's into these sort of games. It's worth the 50 quid it probably is. I don't even know how much it is, but let's say the 50 quid that you probably have to pay for it. Definitely worth it from what I've played so far.
Nice, yeah. Before we go, I suppose we better just quickly touch on the Insomniac hack that happened. Worth mentioning.
Oh, sorry, I kind of saw something about that, but I was too busy arguing with Joey Barton.
No, Insomniac, so the developers of Spider-Man, the Spider-Man games, and creator of Electric Boy that we were talking about on last week's.
Electric Boy.
Yeah, that's the one. Infamous. For those who didn't listen. They got hacked, and their entire everything that they said about their partners, Sony, and everything that they've said about Microsoft, and everything that they've got planned for the next decade has all been splashed all over everywhere, and that's pretty bad. But I mean, the only takeaway that I've got from it, from a gaming perspective, is just how dull it is. When people are tied to licensed games. Now, the games themselves might be really good, might be really exciting, but when you think about what they can do, that team, it's kind of how, if they were off the chain and weren't being slightly constrained by Marvel or whomever, and it is Marvel for 10 years pretty much, what would they be capable of? And that's not the worst thing to come out of this, but from a gamer perspective, it's a little bit sad to see it's all Wolverine and X-Men games for all the way down. So that was my takeaway, really.
Where's there another Sunset Overdrive would be nice.
Yeah, or just anything like that, or Hulk Maximum Carnage, or whatever it was called. And
where they were able to get a bit experimental.
Yeah, exactly. Electric Boy styles.
Yeah, Electric Boy. Let's Electric Boy.
Yeah.
What we'll do, we'll speak to the developer of your operational Dumbodrop, or whatever it was called.
Oblivion Override.
Yeah. And get them to make a spiritual successor to Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah.
And call it Operation Drinks Busy.
I was thinking maybe Sunset Underdrive, or
no, that's too similar. You see, we said, right, they haven't gone for the Dead Cells. You can't go too similar.
True.
So that's why I'm saying Operation Drinks Fizzy.
Yeah, no, that's clever. I like it.
Or if you want to put the personality, Operation Drinks Rizzy. I don't know.
I really like that. I want to. Do you know? I want to develop a game just so I can call it that now. Oh, that'd be so good.
I've nothing to do with fizzy drinks or anything, but Operation Drinks Rizzy. There you go.
Nice.
Or you could just call the title of the podcast that.
I know, and I already had one lined up, but that might have to nick it. Might have to steal it with that one. Yeah.
See, I speak so much gibberish. Just every sentence, you can probably get a title out of one gibberish.
It's like panning for goals, you know what I mean? It's just if you get a big enough digger and you sift it, you're going to find a lot of gold.
Yeah, I'm the brute force method of finding gold in the rivers. Just completely excavate it.
Yeah.
I turn up like the fucking Dallas cowboy fella. I'm like the big, yeah! I'm gonna get me some gold, and they just, the whole lot just, we'll just tear up the river. And I don't know what that accent was, but yeah, right. So very quickly before we go and Stu size us out and I shut up. Coming weeks, game of the year. You know you're excited for that because you just know, right? What my game of the year this year? I can't remember what it was.
Well, we've talked about it quite a lot.
No, the official game of the year. What was it? Oh, Baldur's Gate.
Sorry. What was the Game Awards game of the year? Yeah, it was Baldur's Gate 3, yeah.
Not ours. Right. What we can guarantee you, Baldur's Gate is a brilliant game. I don't think it's either of our games of the year. Just a bit of a spoiler.
I've barely even seen it. I'd certainly
there you go.
It. Yeah.
There you go. So you know, you're in for something different when you listen to us. And even I possibly even changed my mind from where we are now to when we record it. I'll probably change my mind again. So what I say now could be complete bollocks. Who knows? It's always complete bollocks when I speak. So I think that's about time, Stu, for me to shut up now.
Righto. Well, yeah, I hope everybody has a good new year. If you don't celebrate it like me, I hope you enjoy sitting inside listening to a lot of loud fireworks when you're trying to go to sleep and shaking your fist at the windows. That's what I do. And in a sober state because I don't drink. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. But apart from that, make sure you follow all of our content and join us on Discord if you wish to chat. And apart from that, have a happy new year. Stay safe and stay sane.